hello, darling. Oh, is someone making... Is it poison or hat poison? I can never tell. Oh, dear. I'm getting quite discombobulated, darling. There's something behind it. What? I need... Okay, focusing on the plastic hat. My goodness, this is exactly what the den mother was talking about. I have been a pushover for the Krob people. I have failed the Krob... That's very kind of you, darling, but I feel like I have failed. Time and time again. Oh, oh, I appreciate it. Every time I come into conflict, oh, darling, that's to you too, my dear. But I feel like I'm always going with the flow. I'm always understanding someone. Oh, hello, dear. Oh, you were making your hat. I see. Yes, thank you for joining us, darling. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I can't continue a monologue for 2 seconds without interrupting myself. Just, oh, if you could have seen me with the den mother the other day, it was the most embarrassing thing. You all know who the den mother is, yes? Oh, you see, the Krob people, they... Basically, everyone lays their eggs in the Krob pit to... Oh my goodness, that noise is always terrifying me, dears. Every time I think someone is... It's always hat-aside, but I always think it's something else. Yes. Anyway, the Krob people, we all... Well, who am I kidding? I don't lay eggs. But the Krobs all lay eggs in the pit together for safety reasons, and the den mother watches over the Krob eggs. But they had been disappearing recently, and I found out after confronting the den mother, who I thought stole the eggs because I thought she might be starting her own kingdom, I find out a dragoon, my sister's dragoon, has been eating them. Oh. It hasn't? Is it, oh, what did, I don't, are you bowing, my dear? Oh, you just simply don't. Oh, yes, rats and darn it, exactly. But it was the most embarrassing thing, and we Guardians have always taken the stance of simply protecting the Krobs and coming in between them in harm. But goodness, if a dragoon is flying around, how much can we put our shields in the air and hope that it stops it enough that it'll just go away? Yes, I'm sure the talons are massive. I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, my dears, I know we have a few, but have the rest of you heard of the Guardians of the Salt Kingdom? You haven't? My dears, I am queen of the Krobs. I'm married to the very large Krob that wanders around, if you've seen him before. And so it has become my mission in life to create a society of sprites and cat that help protect the Krobs from any harm. But we could always use new recruits. Would you be interested in maybe joining us on our crusade? Really? Oh, you would too? Wonderful, dears. Well, maybe we should venture off to the Krob pit then and do a little ritual, hmm? Beautiful darlings. All right, let me, I think I can teleport us all. I might take a straggler along. Let's see what happens. There we are. Carry the 4. Off we go. Oh, goodness, my heart is still pounding. I thought for sure I was going to see that thing. Now, my dears, I know you know the normal ritual of the Krob pit, or most likely do, but that... I have all intentions of telling the king about the Guardians. I haven't done it yet. Yes, my dear, but you will need those hands to perform some magic, you see. So... Oh, sorry, dear, I just walked through your body. My... That was a rush of cold air I just felt. Goodness, my apologies. Now, dears, in order to join the Guardians of the Salt Kingdom, you must know a few things ahead of time. First of all, magic... Oh, hello, darling. Welcome. Good to see you, dear. Now, first of all, dears, we need to pause the magic. If learning what the spell is for a cloak is more important to you in this moment, then you clearly are not ready. All right. Wonderful, dear. Now, the first thing each of you must make is a shaker of salt. It's a snapping clockwise. That's it, dear. Yes. Now. Hold on to your item of salt, my dear, for this is important. Oh, it's all right, darling. She's joined. She's done the whole ritual, yes. Now, hold your item tight, my dears. For this piece of salt represents... Who is doing magic, darlings? Magic away. Yes, I know you have a shield, my dear, but we must preserve the ambiance of this moment. Now, your shaker of salt represents the Krob people, their heritage and their traditions, and that as a member of the Guardians of the Salt Kingdom, you will honor those traditions. If that is true for you, go on and toss in your shaker. Thank you, my dears. And now the next item you will need to join is your personal token. So I believe you need a large cupcake. Yes, in a nice vase. Excellent. Oh, thank you, Dad. All right, my dears, now. This item represents you, as you know. It represents what you bring to the Guardians. Your special skill. For each of you will have your own thing to bring. Some have leadership, some have artistic abilities, some have fighting skills. Now, if you are willing to pledge your skills and your talents to the Guardians, toss in your item. Thank you, my dears. And now the last thing you will need is a shield. Yes, exactly. You know how to make one, that. Oh, good. Here, excellent. That's it, darling. That's why I always suggest the method of 4 onions, especially when you're on the sands. So keep in mind your terrain, my dears. Yes. Beautiful darlings. Now, this is new, my dears. For in the past, I have asked that each of you toss in a shield to represent that you will simply come between Krobs and harm. But these are dangerous times for the Krob people. Yes. So now this pledge is that you pledge to fight for the Krobs. I do not wish to ask you to put your lives on the line, but I do ask you to do all you can to protect them against assailants who have no care for the lives of the longest members of the Under. The Krobs have been here long before us, and they will be here long after us. So if you pledge this loyalty, toss in your shields. Welcome, darlings, to the Guardians of the Salt Kingdom. And now, oh, yes, I'm glad to have you, my dear. Thank you. And I would like to do a special little ritual today, my dears. I would like to appoint the first general of the Guardians. My dear, if you will make your shield for me, please. Expertly done, darling. Expertly done. Now, my dears, as we are growing in numbers, my friend here is the original member of the Guardians. Yes, he was here with a Chevy. And we have grown in numbers and in purpose since. So I think it's time we need a general. So, my dear, if you will hold up your shield for me. That's it. They want to celebrate, I understand. Now, I, Queen Kitania, Queen of the Cross, bestow upon you your position of power, my dear. Thank you for coming forth and being willing to help lead our guardians forward. Yes, my darling. We are so happy that you have... Oh, yes, of course. Bring in a hug, my dear. Oh, I appreciate your loyalty, and I am excited for this next chapter. It is time for us to take a stance in the Under. My dears. Well, darlings, I'm going to be working on new fighting tactics for us. We now need to defend the skies, and that has not been an issue in quite the same way before. Oh, thank you, dear. Yes, I'm learning, and I'm not sorry that I don't know yet. But soon, we will be quite the force to be reckoned with. Yes. All right, my dears. Kisses to you all. Welcome new members to the Guardians. And I will see you soon. Bye, darlings.